We are back here on Carolina Women. Yes, our friend Cathy Ulmer has joined us, and it's going to be an interesting talk today because we kind of thought we were finished with flu, colds, and COVID. And you, as I'm going clearing my throat,
right?
Yeah. But you said this summer's been crazy.
It has been crazy. I mean, everybody has gone from masking, washing their hands, being super cautious to let's go out and enjoy our summer, which you can't blame them. But we've been dispensing Tamiflu during the summer here in July. We're seeing the flu. COVID cases are back up again.
Yeah, the hospital I know is full again.
Yes, yep. So it's but just cough and cold in general. It's odd for usually we order antibiotics for October and November, but right now we're going through antibiotics.
I wonder if there's a correlation between all the travel and like the spike in people on airplane travel and everything.
Well,
airports.
Normally, you have everybody at school, and then Christmas hits, everybody travels, and everybody comes back with the crud and the flu and the cough. We all share it and have a good time, and so I think that's just kind of what happened this summer is we're back at it again.
What do you recommend for people who, let's say they just start with a sniffles or they're just feeling not great, maybe scratchy throat or whatever. At what point, do you recommend a doctor? And what do you recommend people do just on the front side and ahead of it?
Testing.
Right. So, I mean, in general, you want to start out with good hygiene, washing your hands and just try not to get the crud.
Okay.
But, we love things like your vitamin C, your water intake, especially since it's so hot, we need to double our water intake during the summer.
Double water intake?
I would double it because we're sweating and
I drink a lot of water.
Yeah, keep drinking that.
Yes. Does yours count?
It's got water in it,
it does,
so we'll count it.
Okay, fine.
And elderberry is a really good thing for like oxidation, just kind of keeping your body healthy. And then, testing wise, I mean, they still consider that if you get sick and you feel like you've got a cold, to go get a COVID test just to know if you need to isolate.
But should you go in person? Which test should we trust?
I mean, you have the at-home tests, and those are supposed to be good tests. It's just hard. There's so many tests out there to say which test should you use.
Which is
but if you feel sick for more than 3 days and you're running a fever, I recommend that you go to the doctor's office and get your tests done.
So I think with COVID, we were basically, I don't feel good, I'm gonna stay home.
Right.
Now it's sort of like, do I go to work? Do I not go to work? What do I do?
And with COVID now, and most people aren't feeling so bad that they're like, it's summer, I got to get out there, I'm going to suck it up, I'm going to get my, medicine and feel better. But it's just if you're feeling bad, it's just a good idea to put a mask on, even if it's not COVID. Maybe, just when you go out, just to protect those around us who may not be have a good immune response like the rest of us. And plus, nobody really wants the flu during the summer or the crud during the summer or COVID, so we all want to still be able to go out and do stuff. Or even the common cold.
So when you have a cold, do you get a fever? I've always wondered this.
Not always. It just depends on your body's immune response. Usually it's more bacterial if you get a fever, but viruses can cause fevers too. So, but it's usually if the fever only lasts a little while, it's just that body's first immune response to feeling bad. So,
and we were talking about sort of prevention or things to do to kind of get ahead of all this, and it was really interesting because you were talking about shingles and pneumonia, kind of a resurgence,
there's a spike, right?
So
inflammation kinds of things.
In general, when you get sick, pneumonia seems to be a secondary response, and there's a new pneumonia vaccine out that covers a lot more variants of pneumonia. So it's really important right now that we plan ahead, go ahead and update your pneumonia vaccines. Shingles is kind of making a surge because due to COVID, some of these inflammatory responses are occurring more often, and shingles seems to be one of those.
How do you know if you have shingles?
Ooh,
it's really usually
have you had it?
No, I haven't had it, but my sister's had it. My dad had it.
It's terrible.
It was bad.
Like you really don't want to get the shingles. And a lot of times though, it appears as like just a rash. So a lot of people are like, oh, I have a rash. But if you touch the rash and you want to like scream, that probably is shingles. It's a very like a neuro.
It's a
yeah. Like so, if you touch it, like the nerves,
it attaches
like,
to a nerve.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can get it in just.
And you can get it in your eyes and stuff, which can be really bad. So, and it's a 2-shot series, and it's like 94% effective at preventing shingles.
What about the pneumonia vaccination? If you've had one a year or so ago, do you have to redo those, or how?
If you've had 2 pneumonia vaccines since you turned 65, you don't need another one. But,
excuse me. You can go blah 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 blah. blah.
So can you.
I'm listening.
But most people need the new one.
Okay.
And that way it's only like a one pneumonia and it covers
Yeah.
all of it. So it's really
As
easy peasy.
always, mostly Erin can go blah, blah, blah on things as we're listening.
Not.
But I really appreciate it. This is the kind of stuff that I think is really important for many of us to
Yeah.
hear again.
Eye-opening.
It really
Yeah.
is. And I've said it before, go see Cathy. She's great. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she's a wealth of information.
And we have a lot of good supplements that can help keep you healthy. I mean, we also have the IV hydration, like that you can put
Those
in your
are
drinks,
awesome.
and those
You
are
tried
so
those?
awesome.
Yeah, no.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, you just like put them in your water, and so you can get those electrolytes and vitamins and everything you need when you're just kind of feeling.
And they taste good.
feeling good. They
Ooh, I
taste
love
they do taste
that.
really good.
On that note, stay with us. There's a lot more to come here in Carolina Women.